Prognostication of Future Professions as a Guarantee of Human Rights Protection in the Era of Artificial Intelligence. POLINA PRIANYKOVA, International Human Rights Defender on AI, author of the first AI Constitution in world history, student of the law faculty and the Faculty of Economics. The year 2023 has heralded a watershed moment for myriad spheres of life, starting from technological realms and extending up to the world of art as well as the legal field. The catalyzer of this tipping point incarnates the brainchild whose origins are closely interwoven with the notions and inventions from the 20th and 21st centuries, artificial intelligence.
In view of the tectonic shifts that tend to become more and more visible and tangible for human beings, we conducted a truly sui generis research we present in this academic work. Formulation of the relevance of this academic paper. In 2023, we may confidently acknowledge that artificial intelligence, hereinafter referred to as AI, itself has not crept up unnoticed, but vice versa, burst into miscellaneous areas of professions, especially those rising in popularity in recent years. And while ubiquitous awe and reverence of the novelty prevail on social media these days, we may presume that, in the nearest future, the news would paint us an exactly opposite picture of the growing concerns and discontent from the public. This tendency was prior elucidated in one of our academic articles.
Hence, we came to a decision that particular research has to be conducted with a view to bringing to light the extent of the people's awareness regarding the evolution and implementation of AI, general understanding of some focal points as well as its impact on the vocational future of individuals. This reiterates the pertinence of this scientific work. Presentation of the main body of the academic research. Before conducting our social experiment, we examined similar publicized studies inter alia concerning the people's understanding of AI, its use, and the socioeconomic implications it may cause, with a primary focus on the minors. Nevertheless, although several studies and surveys have been conducted to assess the level of awareness among the general public regarding the deployment and role of AI, some research on the awareness of minors, i.e., children and teenagers, is relatively limited. Howbeit, it is crucial to put the emphasis on a comprehensive UNICEF working document, Policy Guidance on AI for Children, published in November 2021. The report touches upon the right to work and education in the context of AI, acknowledging that AI may have both positive and negative impacts on these rights for children.
Regarding education, the study suggests that AI has the potential to improve access to education and enhance learning outcomes for children. However, it also notes that AI could exacerbate existing inequalities in access to education and perpetuate biases in educational outcomes if not implemented responsibly and diligently. It also highlights the significance of ensuring that AI systems are designed and deployed in a way that promotes inclusive and equitable access to education for all children.
With respect to the right to work, the report outlines that AI has the potential to both create and eliminate jobs for children in the future. While AI may lead to the creation of new types of jobs, it may also replace certain types of jobs that were previously done by humans. The report calls attention to the need to prepare children for the changing nature of work that AI may bring, including ensuring that they have the relevant skills and training to compete in a job market that may start to increasingly rely on pioneering technologies powered by AI.
In terms of different prognostications for the minor's future, the report suggests that the impact of AI on children will depend on a range of factors, which incorporate the level of AI development in a given country, the quality of governance and regulation of AI, and the degree to which children are able to access and use AI. The report emphasizes the need for policymakers, educators, and other stakeholders to work together to ensure that AI is used in a way that maximizes its potential benefits while minimizing its risks to children's rights and well-being.
Taking into consideration a more updated study, it is significant to outline the research by the Pew Research Center, published in February 2023, which aims to explore public awareness of artificial intelligence and its role in everyday activities. The study is based on a survey of over 11,000 U.S. adults. The key findings of the research comprise the following. The survey found that many Americans are aware of common uses of AI, such as customer service chatbots and personalized product recommendations. However, only 30% of U.S. adults were able to correctly identify all 6 uses of AI asked about in the survey, indicating a developing understanding of AI.
People who are more highly educated and younger are more likely to be familiar with AI and have a greater understanding of its workings. The survey measured awareness of specific uses of AI in daily life, and found that 68% of Americans correctly identified AI at work in wearable fitness trackers, while the most challenging question was identifying email services categorizing messages as spam using AI. Amid these ongoing discussions, the public strikes a cautious tone toward the overall impact of AI in society today. Overall, 30% of Americans demonstrated high awareness of AI in everyday life, 38% medium awareness, and 31% low awareness.
The survey highlights the importance of ongoing efforts to engage the public in discussions pertaining to various ways we may encounter AI in our daily lives. However, there is still a need for greater cognizance of its possibilities and viable repercussions in the long run. The studies aforementioned have not been exhaustive in the list of research we addressed while building a certain groundwork for our experiment. Moreover, it is worth mentioning that in the course of our preparation, we were strengthening our conviction on the focus that has to be set on the long-term implications of AI more and more, shedding the light on critical aspects that hitherto have not been given the respective oversight.
Ergo, in January-February 2023, while carrying out human rights activities in compliance with the current legislation, I conducted a comprehensive social experiment in the European Union. During the academic event, in furtherance of disseminating information as well as raising awareness pertaining to human rights and legal enlightenment, I conducted interview lectures and summative surveys in the Republic of Cyprus, the Federal Republic of Germany, the Republic of Estonia, and the Kingdom of Spain.
22 people voluntarily presented themselves as my vis-a-vis, including 18 high school and college students, 9 boys and 9 girls, as well as 3 adult women and 1 man, executives in various business fields, who are bringing up a total of 10 children of different ages, and as parents, presented both their own thoughts and the views of their children. Thus, in total, the event covered the worldview of 32 people who are citizens of the EU member states. Research comprised 3 stages: a 3-question interview, a local lecture, a final survey after a particular period of time, typically a week.
The interview questions were fairly simple. 1, what do you know about the AI revolution in the world? 2, which professions, in your opinion, are expected to be significantly downsized both now and in the nearest future, within 3 to 5 years? 3, how have you taken the AI revolution into consideration when choosing your future occupation and respectively obtaining education or, for adults, further reprofiling?
Results of the interviews are striking. None of the respondents of the event had a full understanding of the state of AI advancement. Regarding such global and critical aspects of our lives as art, painting, poetry, prose, contemporary music, etc., medicine, sports, transportation and logistics, administration of state and local governance, jurisprudence, judicial proceedings, etc.
The reasons. In EU countries, the relevant information is not conveyed to people of all ages in a centralized and systematic fashion. Personally, I would also add that, alas, this pattern is most likely pervasive. Prior to our discussion, the participants' understanding of the AI revolution was not systematized, which we addressed during my lectures. My interlocutors seemed to become awakened, beginning to fathom the scale of transformations that are already underway in virtually every sphere of life.
I purposefully gave everyone 5 to 7 days to reflect, and the situation changed considerably. I should note right away that not everybody reacted from an initiative perspective. 11 people, or 35%, showed particular inertia, i.e., they perceived the information but were either skeptical of the changes or did not want to change anything in their own lives, etc. The rest, 21 participants of the event, 65%, appreciatively informed me that they started thinking about the future and planning to change something in their lives after gaining insights into the ongoing worldwide AI revolution. In light of the aforesaid, we face an impartial and evidence-based need to sensitize the people of the globe about the earth-shattering shifts that are happening in the high-tech world. This issue, among others, has been the centerpiece of my human rights defending activities in the academic cluster for the 4th year in a row. We have already substantiated and made this public. The need to elaborate and adopt a constitution of artificial intelligence on a vertical principle from the UN to each state.
The imperative of the prompt integration of AI into the state legal framework, establishing an Artificial Intelligence Day, both on an international and national level, for the annual societal oversight of the government's activities and exercising control over the monopoly on the elaboration and deployment of AI.
In an academic essay, Continuous Silence, Summer 2021, I proposed to the International Red Cross particular measures to strengthen legality in the world, inter alia when employing AI in the armed forces, especially during armed conflicts, as well as the need to issue a relevant UN resolution. In English, meaningful human rights communication was conducted with a multiple world, European, and Ukrainian swimming champion on the topic, AI and its impact on world sports.
The comprehensive approach of the BMW Group regarding the interaction with artificial intelligence was outlined. Specifically, the Code of Ethics for AI developed exclusively by the BMW Group was reviewed with the representatives of the group. It was suggested that this experience should be disseminated immediately and widely. In the course of human rights communication with attorneys of Fortress of Law, one of the most powerful law firms in Ukraine, the role and functioning of artificial intelligence in jurisprudence, its interaction with judicial authorities, force majeure, and possible liability for AI errors were widely discussed.
My own concept on the implementation of AI in the legal framework of every country was presented to professors and lecturers of the University of Zurich. An increase in the role of AI in society and its predominant place in the functioning of the state authorities, in particular in the HR management in the public prosecutor's office, has been prognosticated. In Athens, Greece, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic. Cybercrime as an obstruction for the deployment of AI into miscellaneous transport systems. The taxonomy of criminal liability for the use of AI is included.
In Melbourne, Australia, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, Civil Liability for the Use of Electronic Forms and Mechanisms of AI, inter alia in the Sphere of Transport. In Kyiv, Ukraine, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, The Use of Artificial Intelligence in Municipal Law, inter alia in legal systems influenced by the Roman Germanic legal traditions. In Madrid, Spain, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, Particularities of the Regulation of the AI Algorithms, inter alia in online platforms and services, based on the example of TikTok.
In Tokyo, Japan, in the International Scientific and Practical Conference, an academic article based on the legal framework of the United States, the European Union, and the People's Republic of China, from English as well as from unique Chinese primary sources, including the scientific doctrines of the Director of Policy for Stanford University's Institute for Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence, HAI, and researchers from Oxford University on the topic, Specific Legislative Amendments that have to be introduced to the constitutional law of every country, was defended.
In Florence, Italy, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, How Administrative Law is Undergoing Paradigm Shifts Largely Due to AI. Governmental Monopoly on the Implementation and Use of Artificial Intelligence. In Vancouver, Canada, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, POLINA PRIANYKOVA's Scientific Doctrine on AI Implementation into the Worldwide Legislation, inter alia in Criminal Law and the Governmental Assistance in the Migration Process and the Assessment of Risk Development on Part of Unmanned Aircraft Systems.
In Helsinki, Finland, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, Legal Foundations of AI in Civil Law as the Key to Enhancing the Level of People's Health and Awareness of How to Save Thereof. Healthy lifestyle promoted online by virtue of AI.
In Boston, USA, I took part in the international conference, and my academic work was published in the International Series of Monographs, Problems and Prospects for the Development of the European Union, including the UN member states, in the context of human rights and freedoms protection during the global revolution in the technological sphere. POLINA PRIANYKOVA's Scientific Doctrine on the Elaboration of the Constitution of Artificial Intelligence. For the first time in the world, I substantiated the need to create an AI constitution, not only as a new legal institution, but also with the definition and particularization of the appropriate mechanism for the formation of AI constitution vertically. UN, intergovernmental associations, EU, NATO, etc. UN member states, corporations.
In Boston, USA, an academic article in the International Scientific and Practical Conference was defended on the topic, Voluntary Global Acceptance of Fundamental Human Rights Limitations in the Age of AI Automation and Deployment of Trailblazing Technologies. In this work, for the first time in Ukraine, I covered the issue of the global dismissal of workers by the most powerful companies in the world, which in 2022-2025 is akin to the 9th wave, covering all the economically developed countries of the planet as a result of the revolution of artificial intelligence.
Nowadays, the most pressing issue for the survival of humanity, in the literal sense, is the establishment of well-defined algorithms for the mutual coexistence with a novel and burgeoning life form on the planet Earth, artificial intelligence. And unless the governments and state officials take action, the situation may hit a cusp of no return. Since AI has no soul, no heart, and no morality, it silently and intensively keeps progressing in all directions. It performs work better than humans who, in their turn, are losing jobs and opportunities to earn money due to the fact that they cannot outcompete the top-quality trailblazing product. For these people, buying food and providing thereof for their families becomes impossible. What's going to happen next?
I have repeatedly stated in my research, I am for artificial intelligence, but this fire must be tamed as quickly as possible. Being obliged to act within the framework established by law, both AI itself and its founders will be able to drastically revolutionize the life of humankind for the better. Otherwise, this fire, which can peacefully heat every home, will turn into an uncontrollable blaze, an element that will obliterate entire cities. Synthesizing the information said above, it is crucial to outline that the human rights event I started this work with has indicated to us the growing urgency for the protection of the rights of children from the onslaught of AI.
Mechanisms for the prognostication of prospective professions should be instituted and operationalized. The state should guarantee the number of jobs and professions its citizens can apply therefor. An analogy can be drawn with the protection of the rights of people with disabilities. There must be a certain defined percentage of them in the company, and this is enshrined by law. Similarly, the legislation should also specify the number of employees beyond which the production cannot be optimized, even if such a margin is not profitable for businesses. Otherwise, on a day-to-day basis, people in all positions will be optimized and replaced by AI. Alternative solutions unequivocally can be proposed, and we, in our turn, have to act now.
What is more, it is essential for minors to know what education they are going to get and what professions the state would guarantee to preserve for human beings. This complex facet of state activity has a tremendous volume of work that has to be made to protect human rights in the era of the AI revolution, and no less significant are its results for each and every person. Ultimately, the regulation of AI will require ongoing efforts and collaboration between governments, industry, civil society, and other stakeholders. It is vital to continue exploring and experimenting with different approaches to AI regulation in order to find the most efficacious and sustainable solutions.
The idea of a constitution for AI, or a state AI, is still a relatively novel concept, and there is no established framework for it. However, the general idea behind it is to establish a sustainable legal framework and guidelines for the development and deployment of AI systems, particularly those used by the government or public sector.
Some potential provisions that could be included in a constitution of AI in compliance with POLINA PRIANYKOVA's scientific doctrine on the elaboration of the Constitution of Artificial Intelligence may include transparency. All AI systems used by the government or public sector should be transparent and explainable, meaning that their decision-making processes and data inputs should be easily understandable by humans. Fairness and non-discrimination. AI systems should be designed and deployed in a way that is fair and does not discriminate against any particular group of people.
Accountability. Those responsible for creating and deploying AI systems should be liable for their actions and the outcomes of those systems. Privacy and security. AI systems should be designed to protect the privacy and security of individuals' data and information. Ethical considerations. AI systems should be designed and deployed in a way that is consistent with ethical principles, such as respect for human rights, dignity, and autonomy. Oversight and regulation. There should be a regulatory body or oversight mechanism to ensure that AI systems are being developed and deployed in accordance with the Constitution for AI.
These are just a few potential provisions that I, as an international human rights defender on AI, want to call attention to, and that may be included in a constitution of AI. Specificities of such a document would likely vary depending on the country or state, as well as the particular concerns and issues related to AI in that context. Unfortunately, we do not see any adequate systemic lawmaking action. Therefore, I hereby address the leadership of the UN, the EU, and all governments of the world to commence systemic action and protect the rights of humans, from elderly people to very young infants, so that everybody grasps the understanding of the fact that they will not be substituted by artificial intelligence. Actually, ChatGPT recently candidly responded to my inquiry that it agrees with our idea pertaining to the respective regulation of AI and notions encapsulated in POLINA PRIANYKOVA's scientific doctrine on the elaboration of the Constitution of Artificial Intelligence.